I pushed myself to use this no-name, super affordable laptop as my primary machine while traveling. Could it actually handle the heavy lifting? And more importantly, is it worth your attention? Let's inspect. Hi, I'm the TechMishka, and this here is the RX16, a super budget laptop that the folks at Acemagic sent me to try out. It is manufactured in 2026, and yes, because of everything which is happening in the hardware parts market right now, ships with slightly older CPU. But don't let that put you off, because it's still quite decent. So how does it actually handle office work, multimedia editing, gaming, and the most typical laptop use cases we inspect? Let's start with what matters the most about laptops: performance. As a content creator, video editing is my primary goal. Being a heavy task for laptops, and as a non-Mac user, there aren't that many great options out there, especially when battery life is part of the equation. So if we go with a dedicated graphics card, it consumes way too much energy for a portable machine. That's where this Ryzen processor, which we have inside, changes the game. It's powerful on its own and also has the integrated Radeon 680M graphics, which comes built right into it. That's a strong contender. Well, if you can get the 7000 series with 780M instead, it's a little faster overall, but what we have here is an absolute delight for what it's worth. Video editing is not as painful as I expected in a no-end video world. Gaming? It's good. You can play a lot of titles, but remember, this is a laptop with a 60Hz display, so chasing high frame rates isn't really the point. Counter-Strike 2 is playable, but it feels laggy even at the lowest graphics settings, so if you're a heavy gamer, this probably isn't the right fit for you. Part of the good performance is thanks to the memory. This is actually the best performing setup based on Ryzen 6900HS platform I've tested, and the reason is also what some people will see as its biggest drawback. The LPDDR5 memory is soldered directly on the board, non-removable, non-upgradable, but the performance benefit is real. It runs in dual-channel mode, and this is the maximum speed for DDR5 class memory. In some apps, such as the famous Hardware Info 64, it even shows as a quad channel. This is because LPDDR5 uses 32-bit per channel instead of the usual 64-bit, so the controller pairs two sub-channels per physical channel. Well, kind of makes 4 32-bit sub-channels in total. Technically, this is accurate, but it's not quad channel in the traditional DDR sense. It's just how LPDDR5 is architected. Bottom line on memory, we have the best combo for performance on the platform, but it locks you out of future upgrades. This one has 16 gigabytes, and you cannot go for less or more. Think about that before you buy. Unboxing experience is superb, with one big remark on my end: the logo. It looks way too much like the Asus TUF branding, and I'm pretty sure that's intentional. The build feels good. The bottom cover is aluminum, and so is the display lid. The rest is likely plastic, but it's done well, quality hinges, and a solid amount of ports on both sides. One thing that will bother you though, once the machine gets warm, there's a noise coming from inside the chassis. You won't notice it sitting on a desk, but you will hear it if you're carrying it between rooms, and it's definitely picked up by the internal microphone. If you need a different keyboard layout, there are a few silicone keyboard covers included in the box. I use this on all my laptops anyway. They keep the keys in great condition and protect against the occasional coffee incidents. The RX16 is very thin, under 2 centimeters, easy to carry, and comes with rubberized feet for better stability. There's a dedicated power button, and I appreciate that. A numpad is present too, and the keyboard overall is a delight to type on. The touchpad is large, with buttons hidden along the lower edge, clean and comfortable to use. This here is the power adapter. It uses a Type-C connector, which means most power banks with PD support can keep it running. And yes, there even is a micro SD card reader, which kinda earns some extra points from me. Curious what is on the inside? Well, pop the back and it's actually a tidy setup. In some cases, besides the screws, you may need a pry tool to remove it. Most components are removable or replaceable. The RAM, as mentioned, is soldered, so treat this like a system-on-a-chip situation. If the CPU, the memory or the motherboard ever fails, replacement doesn't make financial sense. Oh yeah, and you have a slot for a second M2 drive. The other really important component to take a look at, the display. That's a genuine thumbs up for Acemagic. The resolution is 1920 by 1200, slightly wider than a standard Full HD, and the display characteristics are really good. It's fresh, crisp, and perfectly suited for the purpose. Where it falls short compared to the high-end panels is the viewing angles. They are not great, and also outdoor brightness, which just isn't enough comfortable to use in sunlight. But everything else is solid: anti-glare coating, fairly thin bezels, and stable hinges. On some laptops, hinge quality is a huge factor. Here, it seems to hold up. Next, I have for you some real-life experience tests. Volume up and listen. Now, check the fan noise ramping up and ramping down here. And this is the power draw of the laptop. Together with a capable power bank, you can realistically have this machine running for more than a full day. I'm quite happy with the battery life overall. With mostly office work, we're talking several hours of screen on time. Push it with intensive apps or gaming, and you're gonna need to recharge more often, but that's true of anything in this class. The RX16 runs on Windows 11 Pro, licensed out of the box. Zero issues. With this hardware, it flies. If you ever have concerns about the possibility of malware from pre-installed image, just do a fresh install. The one caveat, drivers can be a little tricky to hunt down. Acemagic does offer a full driver pack with the available versions, and I'd strongly suggest downloading it as soon as you get the machine. Which is actually a good moment to quickly run through the drawbacks in one place. The logo that feels borrowed from another brand, the build quality that doesn't always feel premium in hand, the fan noise when things heat up, the speakers that aren't impressive, and the software support side of things, which could use a bit more attention. Bottom line, unless Acemagic have a hidden structural weakness I didn't catch, apart from the chassis squeaking, or the motherboard turns out to be of poor quality over time, this is a brilliant system at its price. The Ryzen 6900HX became something like the default premium AMD mobile CPU before the 7000 and the Ryzen AI generations arrived, and still earns that reputation. Performs surprisingly close to desktop class processors, while consuming far less power. That alone makes the laptop remarkable value. You will absolutely love the performance, you're gonna likely enjoy the design too. Logo aside, Acemagic doesn't have a long history in laptops, but they've done an outstanding job here, and as long as stock lasts, this is, in my opinion, a deal worth catching. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to help in the comments, and if you already own one of these, let me know how it's been for you thus far. The details matter. Thank you for watching. I'm Michael, you take good care. I'll see you in the next one.